Welcome to Tweet of the Week. I am very excited this week to welcome Christine Borman-Bozick. She is the Advanced Academic Specialist at Monocacy Middle School, and those who know her well know her as Mrs. Beebe. And I've had the privilege of interacting with Mrs. Beebe a lot, not only in her role at Monocacy Middle, but in the work that she does with our Young Scholars Program. And I think, if I heard correctly, that that's the tweet you chose to highlight this week.
Dr. Altman, I chose a tweet that you sent out about Young Scholars. You support us so much, and you've tweeted about all of the wonderful things that we do. So your tweet was about how we close the achievement gap.
And so this tweet from the Young Scholars Program, folks out there might be wondering, well, what are Young Scholars? Could you talk a little bit about what that program is?
Oh, I'd love to. So Young Scholars is a wonderful program that started about 6 years ago. We started in Monocacy Elementary School and then Hillcrest Elementary School, and have grown to Monocacy Middle School and West Frederick Middle School. So we have about 50 middle schoolers that I can speak mostly about since I'm very familiar with them. These are kids that many belong to underrepresented groups in advanced courses. They are creative kids, they have very high potential, and many of them are very academically strong. So that's what we are really trying to support and encourage with these young students.
The Young Scholars Program is very dear to me because of those high expectations, the kinds of experiences, the kind of instruction those children receive. And when you have the kids themselves saying, you know, what are you going to do for us next year? Or wish school could be like this all the time. You know you're doing incredible things. But it's not just the amazing teachers that are working with those kids, it's also truly a community effort. And could you talk a little bit about the kinds of support you get from the community in our Young Scholars Program?
Absolutely. You know, we've learned that all you have to really do is ask, and people are so willing to help in any way possible. From sponsoring our t-shirts. This year's t-shirts were sponsored by the Cardiovascular Specialists of Frederick, to corporations. We've had the Department of Motor Vehicles help us. We've had Wegmans help us, McCutcheon's Factory, the Downtown Frederick Partnership, just a plethora of different people and businesses. There are so many. It's wonderful.
Wonderful guest speakers. And as you said, the field trip opportunities, which I think are so amazing because it really does enable the community to interact with our students in a lot of different ways. And they are always very impressive, always very inquisitive. And can we put in a little plug for what they were working on in downtown Frederick this year?
Yes. We embarked on a really great endeavor that we were approached by Ed Hines. And he is involved in many community programs. He fell in love with Young Scholars during an EAG presentation that we did, Eliminating the Achievement Gap. He is trying to have an amazing great adventure race in Frederick next spring. So Young Scholars was given the task of actually creating clues and challenges for the race. So we went downtown, did an amazing scavenger hunt type of activity, from which kids then did research to create these clues, which will now be seeds for the other folks to then build from.
And so watch for this opportunity in the spring and see if you're as smart as a young scholar. Christine, thank you so much for joining me here today.
It's my
thank
pleasure.
you for all you do for our students, not only in the Young Scholars Program, but in our schools.
Oh, thank you so much. It means the world.
That's it for Tweet of the Week. Stay tuned and keep watching us on Twitter.